Hari Om. So, 266. So, we have been seeing the state of Ashanti and how, because of Ashanti, peace is not gratified, and every mind from the attraction and repulsions, how it comes to harmonious state of purity and Atman is realized. And the question was how to keep the mind under control. And just we have seen one particular method in a ninefold path of following the devotional method. Any form is okay. That is like Shravanam, constantly hearing to the God's words of the gospel, or Kirtanam, that is ever chanting of the Lord's name, or Smaranam, contemplating on what we have heard and learned, Padasevanam, that is serving the lotus feet of the Lord, or Archanam, having an altar and worshipping, enjoying time in decorating, in puja asana, in Shodashapochara puja and other things. Vandanam is by offering whatever we have as his this prasad duty. And dasyam is by surrendering to the God and accepting everything as his prasad and continuing to work in the worldly manner. Sakyam is like treating in a friendship manner, not only the altars to God, but treat everybody as Govinda, Narayana, and see that in everybody and treat him as your friend. And Atmanivedanam, that is total surrender, giving oneself to the Lord, isn't it? So, the mind without self control, how it suffers, we have seen, isn't it, by dualities? So it says, Nasti buddhar yuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shanti, ashantasya kutas sukham. This is what we have seen in the previous verse. So, how we get into distress with no unity of the mind, or if there is no peace and happiness in oneself. Now, he continues to say about the senses and its power. The senses, how it empowers us. Generally, we are supposed to, what you call, rule over the senses. At times, I have seen horses, how they empower, or elephants, how they go out of the hand of the Mahut. I have seen that in things. Hmm? So, here we see what exactly Lord Krishna says in 267. Indriyanam hi charatam yenmanonu vidhiyate tadasya harati pragya vayurnavamivambasi. Wonderful. He says, Charatam Indriyana. Indriyas, we have seen the 10 Indriyas, the 5 Jnanendriyas, and the 5 Karmendriya, the 10 Indriyas. Charata, charati, movement, moving, or wandering. If the senses keeps moving, yet manaha, that mind, or which mind, in which the indriyas are not under control or wandering, anuvidhiyate, that follows that asyaha means the owner is that person's Pragyam, that is the discrimination of good and bad. Ambasi means in water. Navam, like a boat. Vayu river, like wind. Haratihi, carries away indeed. Word by word meaning, if we see, we don't understand the logical flow or sentence. Therefore, to put it in a sentential form, we see the mind which follows, listen carefully, the mind which follows the senses which are wandering away, the discrimination or the right and wrong, and how it will be analogy, just like a gale carries away a ship upon the water. What a beautiful one. You see, the analogies, the examples are so wonderful here. That is what we have to appreciate Vyasa for his poetry also. So, you see, a boat, Nava means a boat, which is in the water, either it can be in the river or lake or whatever it is. If there's a huge wind current and the rower loses control, what happens? The boat will not be in a position to move in the direction where the boater or the boatman or or the rower. We have row away. It doesn't move in that. It moves in the direction of the wind. And in the Olympics, there's a wonderful sport called yacht. YATC. That is I generally watch that. There, the yacht is a small board with a triangular flag being fixed, and it moves with the wind in the wind's direction. That's the speciality. The whole skill of this adventurous sport, sorry, is to adjust the yacht or the flag in the direction of the wind and to move with the wind. So here what happens is, he says, Naukaha, if the boat loses control of the rower or of the boatman, then the boat goes or moves or gets drifted in the direction of the wind, as the wind is more powerful than the rower. Okay, most of you haven't moved or sailed, therefore it's difficult to understand. The other example which I would like to give is Patang, the kite. We have kite festival which happens. So now the kite, the kite which is flying very high in the sky is controlled by a man with a small thread which is attached to the kite as sutra. Just imagine if the kite gets delinked from the thread that is in the hands of the kiter, of the master, what will happen to the kite? It just drifts left, right, up and down as per the wind flow. And finally it falls somewhere, falls on a tree, gets stolen. Anything can happen. Isn't it? So similarly here he says, a mind which is not in a position to control the senses, it gets lost. The person gets lost. The indriyas get lost. Therefore, indriya nigrahana is very, very essential. It continues. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.